Excretion is simply removal of metabolic waste from the body to avoid being poisoned. Removal of metabolic waste. From the body to avoid being poisoned. Take note of these metabolic waste. You can remove anything from the body, like we go to toilet and defecate and remove feces from the body. You can eat food and the food is not going well in your body, you vomit it. All those ones are not metabolic waste. When we talk of metabolic waste, is product from your body tissue, body cells, as a result of its chemical reactions going on in the body. For instance, when we talk about metabolic waste in man, we are talking about something like sweat, urea, and so on. Sweat is a product of things you produce in the cell. Urea, we all know, is from excess protein that we take. Now the liver breaks down in a process we call deamination. That is, in the process of deamination, the excess amino acid is broken down into glucose and urea. So it is from the body cells that urea comes from. That's why we are referring to it as metabolic waste. And when we breathe in oxygen. And the oxygen is used in the cell to break down the food we eat, to release energy. And in the process, carbon dioxide is released also. The carbon dioxide has to leave the body because it can endanger the body tissue. And so carbon dioxide is also a metabolic waste. So we have all these metabolic waste from all cells in the body, whether the body of plants or the body of animals. Let's come to reproduction. What is reproduction? Reproduction is ability to produce young ones. In other words, it's a process of giving rise to offspring. Reproduction. It is the ability to give rise to offspring. And we also have two types of reproduction. We have reproduction involving only one parent, which we call asexual reproduction. And we see that most small organisms, like minute organisms like amoeba, paramecium, bacteria, they reproduce by just cutting into two, and that is what we call binary fission. In fact, binary fission is a form of mitosis. It's a form of mitosis, and that is the cell undergoing a certain processes to be able to divide into two replica parts. That again we are going to study under growth. Now, It's not by cutting into two alone. We have seen that some plants produce spores. They reproduce through spores. We know that hydra, that is spore formation. Spore formation is also a means of asexual reproduction. Then some organisms like hydra produce body, using balls to give rise. It's something like this. This is the ball we're talking about. When this one cut off, this one now developed a new organism. This is body method. And of course, there are some organisms that we just cut into two, like Spirogyra. We call that one fragmentation. Fragmentation. Just cutting into two. And the two parts form individual organisms. We also know that in higher organisms, when you want to plant your cassava, you don't go and look for the flowers before they can reproduce. You cut the stem. We also know we can, like sugarcane, cassava, and all those kind of, even your hibiscus plant, you cut the stem, put it on the ground, rightly, you have it germinating again. That is what we call cutting. That is cutting method. We also use cutting method for your yam. You cut your yam into small sets and plant it. You have a new yam germinated from there. So these are what we call, these methods, they are all asexual reproduction.